stainless steel basket, the odor comes into the basket from these hoses on the back. But before it goes through the basket, it passes through a series of carbon filters so that the air that passes through the sterile gauze pad that contains the suspect's odor is actually sterilized odor. And it's controlled the airflow is controlled here, and it's a very delicate process. They will take sterilized gauze pads, have various suspects hold the gauze pads in their hand for 5 minutes at a time, and take those gauze pads and load them into the 8 stainless steel tanks that are on the other side of this wall. When a dog is brought into that room, there's where the odor goes through the carbon filters there. When a dog is brought into the room, he's allowed to smell scent that came from a crime scene. Here the trainers are loading scent from not suspects, but from people that have donated their scent. And they take 7 people that donate scent and load it in 7 of these stainless steel tubes, and they take 1 gauze pad that comes from a suspect, someone they feel committed a crime, and they'll put the suspect's scent in 1 of those tubes. Then they load all 7 tubes, or all 8 tubes, into the 8 stainless steel things that look like washing machine baskets. Then they go get the dog, and they bring the dog into this room, and before he's allowed to go into the room, he smells odor on a white cloth that was collected at a crime scene. And if that dog can match the crime scene scent to the suspect's scent, he's given a ball to play with. And I'll show you how this works in a second. There's a lot more steps, training steps, that goes into this process than what I'm going to talk about here in this video. Here you see the instructor loading the suspect's scent into one of the stainless steel cones. They make sure that it covers the whole bottom of the cone, so when the fresh, clean air is pumped through the back of that tub, all the air that comes in passes through this cloth that contains scent and odor, and the dog is then allowed to smell pure air that's contaminated only by the scent of the suspect or the other people in the lineup. Once it's loaded, these tubes are mounted in the back of these drums like you just saw here. So when the air is passed through the back, it passes through the cloth like you see right here. The dog sticks his head inside this drum and smells the cone of air that's coming in from the back. The Dutch courts have recognized this lineup technique and will convict people based on the results of the dog. It's a very, very interesting process. Once all 8 baskets are loaded with scent, then they'll take the scent from the crime scene, and there's a basket near the front door that we'll show you in a minute. Crime scene scent is loaded at the front door. I'll talk more about this particular box with a 0 on it in a second. I'd be getting ahead of myself if I talked about it right now. Here the dog is brought into the room. The scent that's been collected from the crime scene is right here by the front door. Here Jan de Bruin is allowing the dog to scent off of the cloth that came from a crime scene. They have enough experience that they watch the dog breathing to know when to release him. The dog goes into the room on his own. He goes from basket to basket. When he finds the basket, he'll sit down in front of it and a ball will drop out of the ceiling. During the time that this happens, The handler is not in the room. In fact, no one is in the room. There's a little office to the side with a one-way mirror. Now he's identified the odor there with the odor from the crime scene. And a ball comes out of the room. This is a training class here. Now this dog is in training and has only been in training for 3 or 4 weeks. One of the other instructors has moved the scented article to a different basket. Now Jan de Bruin is scenting his dog again on the crime scene scent. The dog goes back to the baskets. When he finds the match, which is here, he'll sit down and the ball will come out of the ceiling. The dogs that they use for this are very select dogs. They have intense prey drive. These are some high drive dogs.